Hey everybody, Naturally Caffeinated Dale here. This is the week of Monday, the 30th of August. So we're now doing a weekly positive quote. So the positive quote of the week, not positive quote of the day. Feel free to go back to any of the old positive quotes. We did them every day for over a year, and we've now moved to a weekly message. And the message this week is a little bit hits home for me. So for those of you that know me personally, recently lost my dad this past week. It was a really sad time. My dad was sick for a while, so I appreciate the condolences. I appreciate all of the support from my family and friends, and we really struggled with it as a family. But kind of looking at the positives and all the great memories and et cetera that we had, it was a great celebration of his life. We had military honors at the gravesite, and it was something that was very special, and it'll kind of carry with me forever. I'm gonna miss my dad, but on a more positive note, being more positive about things. I wanted to talk a little bit today about a couple of quotes, and I'm going to give a couple of quotes that tie into forgiveness and grudge holding and people that hold on to negativity and anger and past pain and what that does to somebody. Because I kind of, without getting too deep into the woods, there was some of that going on with some family members in this event, and it really kind of hurt me, and it was a point of pain for me specifically. But for these people that struggle and hold on, I wanted to go over a couple of quotes that kind of talk to that. One of them is forgive others, not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve the peace. And that's from Jonathan Lockwood Huey. But I mean, think about that for a second. You know, people sometimes, they hurt me, they wrong me, and they spend so much time in anger thinking about that. They're not able to kind of let their minds and hearts go to accept all of the love and great things that are in this world. So again, forgive others, but not because they deserve the forgiveness, but because you deserve the peace. That's something that was strong for me. Another one, I didn't actually get, this came from idlehearts.com, but you could hold on to more precious memories if your hands weren't so full of the grudges that you're carrying so closely. And this specifically kind of rang to me because part of the challenge of this week was that someone had done something, someone didn't like what they did, it hurt their feelings, they were never able to patch it up, and there was, I think, maybe a little too much pride going on, at least on one side. The other side of that group was willing to apologize and say, I'm sorry for the misunderstanding, I'm sorry for whatever I did or said that hurt you. And that one other person was really just kind of holding on to that grudge and wouldn't let it go. And that caused me a lot of pain because I wanted to have that person involved. So again, you could hold on to more precious memories if your hands weren't so full of the grudges you're carrying so closely. When we spend all that time and effort and focus on the anger, on the bitterness, on that component of being selfish, what it comes down to is you want more to be right, and you want to remain angry, which I don't know why anybody would want to remain angry, than anything else. And that can be challenging. So just think about anybody in your life that maybe you may be on either side of this, right? So you may be on the side where you've done something to someone else and they've taken it the wrong way and there's a grudge held there. Make an effort to try to, a really strong effort to try to resolve that relationship, to apologize for that, to fix that. And then more importantly, if you're the person on the grudge holding side of it, think about what that's doing to you. Think about what you're gaining or losing or hurting from that, from holding on to that pain, and recognize that if you can just let go of that, if you can feel better about being at peace and accepting that person's apology, or forgiving the person even if they're not willing to give an apology, and just kind of letting it go, you are going to make yourself a lot healthier. I mean, that's literally unhealthy when that happens. Another one that kind of hit for me: life is too short. Grudges are a waste of perfect happiness. Laugh when you can, apologize when you should, and let go of what you can't change. So if you can't change that, there's no way to fix it. Let it go and move on, because you deserve that peace. You deserve that that freeing feeling of letting go of that anger, that pain, that struggle. The more time we spend focusing on that, the less we are open to all the blessings and the great things in this world. This is a Dr. Steve Maraboli. said something that really kind of also stuck with me. He said, I used to hold on to grudges until I realized that most people, some people, are narcissistic and their actions are driven by an unhealthy self-interest and not by maliciousness toward me. So it's not that they're angry with me. It's something that they're dealing with themselves where they may be a little bit too self-focused or narcissistic. And he wrote, I have since freed myself from this needless burden. Don't worry about it. Move on. So there's two sides to that, obviously. You know, when you get angry and you have some resentment against another person, it's painful and it's not good for you. But that other person, if you're someone that is on the receiving end of that and somebody won't forgive you, you've done everything you can. You know, you've made an effort to apologize. You've, been sincere about that action. Then you've got to basically let that go and say, I'm totally okay with that because I've done everything I can, right? I've worked to try to resolve that relationship. I would, again, and I'll kind of wrap up here, but I just want people to think about it. I'd like, to kind of give a challenge there. Ironic that my challenge last week was to reach out to people you haven't connected with in a while, and things like that, where I lost my dad and there were some people that he talked to, kind of end of life, that he got a chance to chat with, that he, they won't have that opportunity to have that conversation anymore. But specifically, my challenge for you this week is to really identify any grudges, any pain, any struggle on either side. Or maybe you can be a coach or someone to help someone around you. Maybe there's someone in your family, someone, one of your friends that has had a challenged relationship. Maybe there's a couple of friends that you used to be able to kind of get together, and then something happened in that relationship, something drove those two people apart, and now you can't spend time with them both. Maybe it's time for you to step up and maybe really try to be that intermediary. And feel free to bring in my personal situation to remedy that. Like I went through a lot of pain last week because of that grudge and the two people that I really wanted to patch things up, and I'm still hasn't happened. I hope it does, but to this point it hasn't. I'm trying my best. That being said, use this as a catalyst to try to help mend a relationship that you have with someone else, or maybe if there's someone in your life that you can help, maybe there's a way for you to facilitate that. I want to thank you for watching this channel. Hopefully you're seeing value in what we're doing here, the content. I ask you specifically, if you're seeing value, go ahead and tell your friends about the channel. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Smash the like button, turn on that little post notification bell, and I'll talk to you again next week. Thanks so much.